Hey guys, and welcome back yet again. So we finally gotten access to the test server and you've got access to the new class, that's the Glaciette. It should be coming this end November if nothing changes. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through the Glaciette class, show you guys how all the skills look like, and also explain to you how the class mechanics on this class works. It's actually a very simple class to play. I am very sorry to all the blade maidens out there. This is just the improved version of your class, but yeah, that is the thing. Now for the Glaciette, the puppet that she's gonna be using is this little girl over there. So this marionette, that is what she'll be using as her puppet. And there's not really a lot of micromanagement you need on this class. I thought it was kind of complicated, but it actually isn't. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys all the skills from level 1 all the way down to level 60, and then I'm also gonna be explaining how the mechanic works. And then yeah, so this is not really a full guide because I've only had my hands on the class for a couple of hours or so. So without further ado, let's just go straight in. I am gonna start with the level 1 to 15 skills because that's the main one. We're gonna go really quickly because to be honest, these videos cannot take long and I don't want it to be like a long video. So I've already set up all the fast skills to level 1 to 15 on my bar. So let me quickly show you how those look. So this is the first one, just a quick one, nothing major. And the second one, the nice chain pole. These are the scythe guard thing, is the puppeteer stuff that just changed to like high element. And then the third one, it's a small dash, that's all. And then the fourth one, it's just the normal puppeteer one. They just pimped it out with some ice spikes. Okay, and then we do have one which is a little bit unique to her, and this is the shield. She does have like a team-wide shield with give you damage reduction, really generous amount of damage reduction. This goes all the way to 35% damage resistance, so it's actually pretty good. So I don't know if people are gonna find any uses for this, but yeah, anyone inside this dome gets some damage reduction. And then the level 10 skill, which is this chains, AoE, spin to win, with some more icicles on the side. So boom, 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 boom. That is it. The last one is the level 15 skill. So this one, it's a really quick projectile, but I'm gonna talk about that one in a little bit because it has a little bit more involved into it. The rest are just pure DPS, nothing much to it for them. Just press it, forget. Right, and then the level 1 finisher, quick spikes, boom. The sound effects are so satisfying. Oof. So yeah, that is the level 1 finisher. So yeah, those are the level 1 to 10 skills I've just showcased to you guys there. At level 15, you do get a skill called Ice Flow Hunt. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. However, let me quickly show you guys something about the triple jump on this class. Now, every class has a triple jump where you hold your LMB to do the upward hit and then you double jump to get a triple jump. However, for Glaciette, let me put this, I want to put this dummy a little bit farther away, maybe there. Yeah, I want to do this a little bit farther away from the enemy. So for Glaciette, when you do your triple jump, you can do like, it's almost a quadra or a penta jump, and you can just stay in there for like a really long time because you can double jump and then just hold your LMB and you're gonna big dash into your puppet, right, like that. And in a huge battlefield, you can just like stay in the air like quite a lot, right? However, when an enemy is gonna go like try and focus on the enemy, yeah. But you can use this to maybe cheese mechanics. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I wish I had that on my warlock. Well, that is insane. That is crazy. That is for this skull. That is for your upward, your charged basic attack. When you have the passive, then you can do that. It does not cost any stamina. It does not cost your sprint, your dash, because for example, you see this dash that spends your RMB down here. It does not spend that. It is free. It's a free skill. It doesn't spend it. So yeah, I think you can even RMB in the middle to extend it. So pretty cool skill. Pretty cool skill. Okay, now let's go straight into the level 15 skills because this is where the class mechanics usually comes into play, and I'm going to explain to you guys the puppeteering passive over here. So this is a very large paragraph over here, but I'm going to quickly break it down. It's a super easy passive. Now you do have your puppet. Your puppet has two states. So the linked state and the detached state. When you're detached from your pet, you do get like some extra damage. The pet itself does some extra damage for every skill you use. And once you spend all your energy, the pet becomes linked and then you lose all the bonuses. Now, I don't want to confuse you guys, so let me just quickly showcase what that means. Now on the class down here, you're going to find the energy bar. So this is the energy bar they're talking about. So once you have your energy bar full, not even full, as long as you have energy, you can detach your pet and you're going to be getting all the bonuses in the class. It is a super easy thing to master. That's why I'm saying this is it's a blade maiden, but without any disadvantage on the blade maiden. So this is how it looks like. So in order for me to get into that detached state, I'm gonna swap this skill here, because this is the major way you're gonna be detaching your pet. So the moment you detach it, so I'm gonna press 1. Where's the dummy? Oh shit, right there it is. Let me put it in the middle. No, come here. You press 1 and boom, it activates this. Now there is no timer to this. You are free to do whatever you have. That energy will not deplete. The energy depletes only when you use skills now in a detached state. So every skill I use is gonna spend a little bit of energy, right? You see, some skills spend more, some skills spend less, but it's very generous. You actually don't even have to think about it, right? If you don't wanna spend any more energy, you can just hold LMB, right? And that will recall your pet, and energy regenerates extremely fast, and you're back to full. You can detach again and do so this is a class mechanic that you don't even have to think about. It will be there permanently. You actually have no reason to even worry about it at all. Now let me talk about what detached state means. Now every skill in her kit have two states. So you will see your normal state up here, and then you have another second one which says when detached, the marionette, the puppet itself will do a special thing. And most of the time, I think in every skill, the pet will always do 50% extra damage than if you did the skill if you are not detached from it, right? So you always want to be in detached state 100% of the time to get that extra 50% damage bonus from the pet itself. And that applies to every skill. So for example, Icy Blade, if you look down here, 58%, and then when detached, another 29% from the marionette itself. This other skill, Frost Shadow, 139%, but if detached, 116% comes from the marionette. So you always want to do this for detached, and that applies even to finishers. So finishers 900%, if detached it's 1125%. That applies to every skill in her entire kit. So it just makes sense that you always want to be fully detached at all times, and it's super easy to do that. I'll show you guys as we continue, but that is the entire mechanic of the class. Super easy to understand, doesn't have anything special to it. Just be detached, do your skills. The energy is very how can I say it? It's very generous. See? So once your energy runs out, it automatically starts recharging itself, and it's super fast. Like it will be full by the time your cooldowns come off, and then you can like detach. This is the main skill to detach, right? And then you can continue. There's another skill to detach I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So yeah, that is the level 15 finisher, and also I was just showcasing also the level 15 skill. So this will be your main way to detach. It's a 10-second cooldown skill. The next one will be a little bit higher cooldown. So this is something you always want in your skill, but to always detach on demand. Okay, now let's talk about the level 20 skills all the way to 45 for the next awakening. So these are the skills. I have them set in my bar. So the first one is this. Just a dash with some freezing things on the ground. It does have a passive though, however, at level 25. Once you select the passive, you no longer dash. All you do is you send your marionette. So it looks like this. So you no longer dash yourself. It is yeah, it's a personal preference, I guess. If you want to dash, you keep it. If you don't want to dash, you can send your puppet. The next skill will be a grab. So this is probably very PvP though. It's a very long range grab. Very long range. So yeah, there is that. And then the next one, you have your Q here. It's like a boomerang. So it looks like this. boomerang skills. Yeah, that's pretty good damage as well. And then you do have the other one, which is a dash. Then you leave some copies behind. This one can hit a monster if you dash through like very close to it. However, if you have like these copies, you can attack them and they're gonna go to, they're like homing missiles. So if you do it close to the boss, they all explode immediately. All the enemy, I mean, like so, boom, they all explode. If you use it away from the enemy, like around here, maybe even this direction, right? Because this is our direction on your skill. So if you use it like this, all you need to do is do a damage on these. So it's basically attack them, and you're gonna send them in a direction, right? So if you have like target lock there, dash here, and then attack this, oops, attack these things, they're gonna go towards the enemy like that. So just basic attack it, it's gonna go. Yeah, so it's simple as that. And then the last one is the C. Massive damage on that skill. Massive damage on that skill. A good thing about this skill is you don't have to do the full cast, right? So you can see and then dash. It's gonna do the full damage. Quickly cast it and then dash away and do other skills. Really good skill. And then lastly is the level 45 finisher. This is how it looks like. Very good damage as well. One thing about the ultimate is you wanna be detached before you use any of your finishers, right? Because you do get bonus damage on the finisher if you use it well detached. However, the finisher itself is gonna detach you, but it is not going to get the bonus if you use the ulti itself to detach, right? So you always want to detach with like one, you detach with this, and then you do your finisher, not the other way. Don't use the finisher as the detachment method because you don't get the bonus on the finisher itself. So you want to keep that in mind. And that's it for the level 20 to 45 skill. Let's quickly go to the level 50, 55 and the Ultra Awakening. Sorry, only 2 skills to showcase. The first one is just my C and Q. Those are the remaining 2 skills. So C, boom, massive damage on that. And then you have your Q, so it's a spin to win. You move around doing a lot of damage, Now this is probably one of the best skills to showcase to you guys how the detachment method like kind of changes how your skills look. So this is a skill without detachment. I want you to like really watch what the marionette is doing. So this is me linked to the puppet, right? So Q, the puppet just chills, spins with me on the top of my head, right? You see the marionette on the top of my head? Boom. Now once I detach, so now I am detached. Every time this energy bar is lit up like this, you are detached. So when you're detached and then you use it, I want you to watch where the marionette is now. It is in the back of me shooting, doing some extra damage, right? So I hope you guys have noticed that. So you see where she is? That's where she is. That is the thing about it. You want to be detached at all times, because if you do the things without being detached, you lose a lot of damage. Because the pet is just chilling, doing things with you, dancing and stuff like that. So it is just the best skills to showcase to you the kind of extra effects you do get from being detached. And now we also have the level 60 Awakening. So this is how it looks like. Boom, massive damage, around 20 mil hit on that, right? 17 mil, 17 mil. Now this is probably one of the best skills to showcase the damage increase you get from being detached. So if I detach before using that Awakening, so let me reset everything. I can detach. I have done like 2 million, 2.2 million there, right? And we did like 17 million on that ulti. So let's see how much we get. If you get like 19 mil, then we didn't get any bonus. So let's see how much we get. 28 mil. Like that's the damage increase you get from being detached. It's actually a huge damage increase. Look at that, 34 mil. It's like almost double. 37 mil. That is insane. You have to be detached to get that bonus. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. You can see that bonus here. So if you use it without being detached, when you're linked, it's 16,000 damage, right? 16,000%. But if you're detached, you get an extra 4,000% damage when you're detached. It's actually crazy. You never want to use these finishers if you're not detached from your marionette. That is the only thing in her entire kit you need to make sure you are doing. It's just being fully detached 100% of the time. Now this is how easy this class is. Once you detach, let me reset fully. Once you detach, you can use everything within this window, because this window is not timer based, it's just skill based. So for example, let me detach, and then I'm gonna do all skills. All skills are on cooldown, and my detach is like almost complete, right? So I can use one, and then it's gonna fill up before any of the big hitting skills are off cooldown as well. And then I can like detach with one, do more, and I am still full bar. Like, as long as I'm not spending any skill, the bar is just gonna be there. It's only spent once you use like a skill. So the big hits are back. See. And then I'm about to run out of it. Boom, and then see how fast that is. That is super fast. So you don't even have to think about it as well. You just want to make sure you're always like pressing your one to detach, and then do your skills. Don't even do your ultimate here. Now during this state where everything is off cooldown and you don't even have, and you want to like refill, you can hold LMB. What LMB does, it is going to link you back to your marionette, and you're going to start getting your energy back as your cooldowns are like coming down, right? So let's assume everything is on cooldown, and this is how much energy you have left on your bar. So just hold LMB, and that is going to link you, and it's going to start fully regenerating your energy, so that when they're back off cooldown, you are on full bar, and you just go back into detached, and then just start pumping again. It is actually as simple as that. I am so jealous. I am so jealous. That is insane. That is a really crazy class. Super easy class to learn. This is actually a guide. This is actually a guide at the end of the day, because kind of learn the class in an hour. That is how simple it is. Now, for you to be able to get this much energy that quick, and also be able to spend a lot of more skills using just the exact same amount of energy bar, this happens, and it is possible only because of the class 5-piece set effect. Now, her class 5-piece is extremely good. Is extremely good. Now, if you look at the first 2-piece, you're gonna be getting a flat 16% damage bonus and a minus 20% energy consumption. So every skill will be using a little bit less energy on that class identity bar to do the damage. So it's on her 2-piece set effect. You're getting 16% damage boost on her 2-piece set effect. That is insane. And then when you look at the 4-piece set effect, you do get a flat around 4% skill damage, right? And then when detached, which I just showed you is almost 100%, it's actually 100% uptime, you do get another 18% skill damage and 30% attack speed for 20 seconds, right? So it's another 100% uptime buff. And then when you're linked, that is when you like maybe hold LMB to call back your marionette to you, and you get into the linked state, you do get energy regeneration 30% extra on the top of that. And we are not even done yet. At the 5-piece set effect, you do get a flat 6% crit damage. And then when you're detached, you're going to be getting another 8% crit damage for 15 seconds. And this one stacks up to 4 times. Like, what? It is crazy. Like, this set is just so crazy. Like, imagine this set effects on a gunner. What do they have against that class? Like, these set effects are so good, and they are so simple. You don't even have to do anything to get this set. You just need to play your class and just be fully detached 100% of the time, just by just pressing the ice down hound skill, and you get all of these bonuses without even thinking about anything. That is it. You are done with the class. You have learned the class. You have mastered it. Super simple. Super simple. Really beautiful class set. And then let's look at the accessories set. So The associate set, the class set it's not that good. I mean, you can't like get everything. Even God himself cannot give you everything in life. So this one just gives you around 8% cryo damage for every 5 consecutive cryo hits. And remember, the marionette will be all of the marionette extra hits will be cryo damage. So you want to be building cryo on this class. That is just a given. All of our skills are cryo based. So yeah, every 5 consecutive cryo hits here, you're going to be getting 8% cryo damage. So that is one thing. And then on the 5-piece set effect, you do get like 10% skill damage and some extra cryo enhance. So it is just more, it's a lot of elemental damage. It doesn't really change how you play the class at all. So to be honest, I don't think this will be a really good set you're going to be going for her. I don't really see it happening. But yeah, you're probably going to be swapping this out for one of these field, famine or annihilation. Once I do some testing on that, I'm going to put a video out. But yeah, that is it. So when it comes to my quick recommendation of how you're going to be building your marionette on launch is you're going to be having your 5-piece class set effect. It is just extremely good. Now, if you are free to play, you don't really have a cut, you should go with the cavalry helmet, just because you want a lot of cooldown reduction on this class. Some of the skills are a little bit high cooldown, around 55 seconds or so. You want to drop that down as much as you possibly can. You want to be spamming as much as you can, and then you want to go for your cavalry bots as well, so that you can keep your 5-piece class side effect and get the damage bonuses on these 2 pieces. If you have the cut, you can forgo the cavalry helmet and you can go for your chariot helmet. That is for now. I'm still gonna be doing a little bit more testing. If I find out anything interesting more about the class, I will be posting a video out for that. And then when it comes to your circuits, you're going to be focusing a lot on magical crit. She is a magical class, so you're gonna be looking for M crits. You're gonna be looking for cryo damage. You can't really build her any other way, because the sets themselves, like for example accessory sets, will be buffing cryo damage, so just go with cryo. The skills themselves are cryo, so you don't really need the insignia to convert the damage to cryo. You can use a babina on the insignia as well for the weapon. And then when it comes to like time circuits, here is it's very personal. For example, it depends on your character itself. Personally, you want to go for cooldown reduction on all of these pieces. However, if you do not have enough crit rate, because you really want to focus on getting your crit rate above 90%, this is because of the Tenebrous weapon. Tenebrous weapons really shines when you are above around 92 to 93% crit rate. So you want to if you don't have that much crit rate, you are forced to use crit rate circuits. But once you have that crit rate, for example, if you have like really good insignias, you should go for CDR, get as much cooldown reduction on this class as you can, because it really shines with cooldown reduction. After that, you want to go for things like intelligence and spirit, and then cryo in that order. So when I started this video, it was supposed to be just a showcase of the class, but it kind of ended up being a guide just because of how simple this class is. It doesn't have a rotation. It doesn't have a rotation as well. Your rotation is detach and then do anything in your bar that is lit up. That is a rotation. It doesn't really have a rotation, to be honest. In case I may be wrong, because I've just had it for a couple of hours, but I may be wrong. There's actually nothing that requires like a prerequisite skill or so like that. So as long as you're detached, you are free to do anything you want on your skill bar. So detach, do whatever you want, your ulti and stuff. You're only making sure you're detached. That is all on the class. It's so simple. Oh, blademaidens are gonna be so mad. They're gonna be so mad. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this really quick video. If you have any questions for me in terms of the class, just ask them in the comment section below. I'm gonna make sure to answer everyone I can. I'm gonna be doing more videos now. We do have access back to the test server, so you guys stay tuned for a lot of crazy things happening. So see you guys, like and subscribe if you like this content, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.